Party. That's what I hate that being simple, right? You know, I need to do this. It just looks horrible. I can't change it up, but I like the light on, so we're not I got the camera on this way. I got the camera like, woo! So we can see people. How are you?
Sometimes the combination taking care of chronic, really chronic. Interesting. All right. I mean, maybe something to well, the FDA banned it. They don't want What's the Zoom address?
You don't have to do this outside. Never responded back. What is that going on? We shall see. What's going on? My word. How are you? I'm Andy Harrison. Grab a chair. We're going to get going. How are you? Wow. How are you, beautiful? There's also 20 more kids coming. How are you? How are you? Kim Selector. Oh my God, it's a garage. How are you doing? Where's James?
We put this up what?
Oh, I thought he and Dee were doing the camera. I didn't understand why.
Kevin, yeah, they're doing the camera. We're doing the learning.
Okay, now, is there a, good, that's great. Why do we have the light on? Is it better?
It's just better to see the screen. I can turn it on.
How are you? What's up? What's up? Hello. Yes.
All right. I don't know.
Is that Nick Mancheras? Oh my God.
Radio.
All right. Nick Mancheras will be our guest on the radio.
Is the link for the Zoom?
All right, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yes, Tom Snow. Marion. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How you feeling today? Are you ready for a super Saturday? Yes.
All right, hold it. Before we even change my mind. Even before we go to your phones right now and do two things. It's very important. Number one, I want you to take a picture of yourself right now on your phone. Every one of you. Every one of you. And I'm watching you. And you old people, I'm going to help you. You young people have already done it on Snapchat. Joanna, take a picture of yourself, send it to me. John, take a picture of yourself, send it to me. Put my phone number right there on that wall. Right on that wall with my phone number. Text it to, or put it right here behind me.
Yeah, because we don't
I
have
want
that.
your name, and I want that text. More homework in a while. Take a beautiful picture of yourself. Take a picture of yourself.
No, he's gonna want all of us too. I have a weird my glasses are crooked. Oh, well.
Okay, there's my phone number, 720-840-7222. And now you're sending me your picture and your name. Don't forget, even if you think I have it, Nikki. So, I hear you back there. There's 20 more kids coming from, they're driving in from Silverthorne, just because they heard this was going to be this exciting, because of these 5 little whippersnappers in the front row, and there's actually 6 in the middle. So anyway, this is an exciting day. The second thing I want you to do before we get going is I want you to go to your Facebook wall, and I want you to put on your Facebook wall, we are streaming live, and tell people about this Zoom. So that way your team that's not here can watch this training, even if they ignore it. So put that up, TomChennaultZoom.com on your Facebook wall, and that's what we're doing. I had a little trouble getting oxygen in my lungs right there because I'm so excited. Okay, so here's the deal. Today is going to be unbelievably action-packed. One of the things that Scott warned me was the attention span of these 12-year-olds in the middle of the room is so short. We have got to keep them entertained and having fun. So we're going to be having cotton candy and snow cones and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be one of the great days of your life. And it's going to, here's what we're going to do. We are, John Johnston back there in the back of the room's my age. So what we have is we're going to create an accordion of excitement between absolutely every generation here. We've got the famous, just to anchor it, we've got the famous Nick Mangeris, legend in network marketing, right here in the middle. Stand up, Nick. Give him a round of applause. Yeah. Nick is a legend in network marketing. He is literally weeping right now. He used to own a company called Care International, which was one of the famous network marketing companies many years ago, and it was based in Colorado. And he would drive to work into Colorado every day to his office. Not only was it in Colorado, pay attention to me carefully here, not only was it in Colorado, but it was also based in Longmont. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Not only was it based in Longmont, it was also based in this building. Isn't that cool? Not only was it based in this building, it was based in this office. Is that exciting? Welcome home, Nick. Wow. Isn't that cool?
I think we still get mail here.
Yeah, so here's the deal. I am a pretty good network marketer, not a great network marketer. And some days when you meet somebody that is so much better than you at this business, that can do it from every part of the spectrum, who is an amazing network marketing, amazing father, amazing community guy, loves God, loves his kids, you don't even talk anymore. You just stand back and you say, Scott, take over. So Scott, take over. Here he is.
Thanks, everybody. I'll tell you what, being part of this longevity family has been probably the greatest gift that's ever happened in our life, period. The places we've gone, the people we've met, the experiences we've had are so over the top extraordinary. And I know that you're just embarking on your journey, for some of you. And I'm excited for all of you because today's Super Saturday, and we're going to go through so many details today. It could feel a little bit overwhelming. Our goal is to allow you to get a glimpse of what freedom looks like. And you'll get that glimpse of freedom when you realize that there's a process, there's a specific path for you to walk and for you to follow. And if you'll get on that path and follow the people that have gone before you, you'll be fine. And sometimes it's just a matter of figuring out what's the right path. There's so many paths out there. And there's this general thought that all paths lead to the same place. I'm here to tell you they don't. Not all paths lead to the same place. And this picture that's up here, I asked James to post this. This is what happened with Juliet and I just on January 2nd of this year. We had the privilege of flying out to New York City, where we got to put our hand on that bell and open the stock market for the globe, which is pretty cool. And what a privilege and what an honor. 6 years ago, if you had said that we would be touching that bell to ring to open the global stock market, I would have laughed and said, how is that possible? So few people in the world have ever had that privilege. I don't see how that fits into the equation. And I'm going to tell you 2 stories about pictures. Tom just said, take your picture and send it to him. Well, this was one picture that I did not expect to see. And our face was on that 7-story tower there. I don't know if you can find it posted in there somewhere. It was on that 7-story tower downtown New York City on January 2nd. Who would have thunk it? Well, here's another interesting one. Last November, Juliet and I had the opportunity to go over to Asia for 2 weeks. We did like 12 cities in 13 days in 7 countries. And on the very last day, honestly, I was exhausted. We had expended all this energy on all these different cultures and different spoken languages and all the translations going on. I was just ready to come home. We were in Tokyo, and my good friend, the VP of Asia, Mike Rosen, said, let's go get a foot massage. And I said, okay, we'll go get a foot massage. What does that look like? And he goes, boy, are you in for a treat. So we set out, we were walking around downtown, and it's like Las Vegas in Tokyo. It's just beautiful, there's lights everywhere, it's just an epic city. And so we found this foot massage parlor. We go up to like the 6th story, we walk in, and of course nobody speaks English, just a little bit broken. And they could see that we were Americans, and they said, oh, you want foot massage? And we said, yes, yes, foot massage. And they speak very aggressively over there. If you want to sound like you're Japanese and you're really not, just be very angry at everything you say. Just be super angry and talk like a little Japanese, and you'll fit in just fine. So we're like, yes, foot massage. And they said, okay, follow us, back here, foot massage. So we go into the back rooms and, we put on these shorts. The next thing you know, someone's massaging your scalp, someone else is on your shoulders, someone else is taking off your socks and shoes and getting at it, and it just felt so good. And next thing I knew, I had fallen asleep. And so like 45 minutes later, the whole thing was done. I was like, wow, what happened? And they go, oh, you like foot massage? All finished. And we're like, okay. So we get up, get our clothes on, we go out to pay for the foot massage, and they say, how do you like to pay? And I said, I don't know, what are my options? So I said, oh, you can pay American Express, or you can pay Visa or MasterCard. And I said, okay, I don't know, I'm just so confused, what should I do? And they said, you just pick a choice. And I said, okay, American Express. Pull out, pay American Express, and then all of a sudden, the VP of Asia, Mike Rosen, decides to get a little funny, and he goes, oh, you know who this is? And he goes, no, I don't know who that is. And he said, very famous, all the way from America. And I'm like, Mike, that's enough. And he said, oh, no, very famous celebrity from America. And I said, not that famous. And he goes, oh, famous American celebrity, everybody come out. Every massage therapist person in the building is out there, and he goes, we have very famous American celebrity, and so get a camera. So they go get a camera. Next thing you know, we're taking pictures, and they printed it off on site. They bring it out, and you sign. So I said, okay, dear foot massage parlor, all the best, Scott Bardulis, and they're looking at it like, who is this? And Mike goes, very famous celebrity from America. And so they go, oh, we have to put this on the wall. So the whole wall back here, there it is. So the whole wall back here is like really wonderful, sincerely, amazing celebrities. And so they're like looking around like, where are we going to put this? There's no more wall space. And so they go, oh, we must find space. And so they took down Steph Curry and put up me. I replaced the MVP of the NBA in basketball, and my picture is on that wall right now. So if you ever go get a foot massage in some downtown Tokyo parlor, you'll find me posted on the wall. Hey guys, thanks for coming to Super Saturday today. It's so awesome to have you. I'm going to read you something. It's going to set the stage for a whole day. We're talking about freedom. I really believe that longevity is like this amazing vehicle to give you the freedom that you all want. We live in this amazing country. It just boggles my mind how few people take advantage of the privileges that we actually have in America. and how many people actually fall victims to modern day slavery. Process that as you go through the day. And so I'm just going to read you something cool. This book is the Motivation Manifesto. If you've never read this book, if you do not own a copy of this book, I highly recommend that you get a copy of this book. It's deep, it's profound, and the stuff that comes out of here is fantastic. So this is this section in here. It's called A Dedicated Pursuit, and it says the following. I'm just going to read you this short little piece right here about freedom. It says, to achieve and sustain personal freedom, we must dedicate ourselves to self-mastery. Got that? Self-mastery. We must determine and discipline our own motivations to stay true to our own sense of self, to our own path. With this in mind, we needn't ever be confused about why we act the way we do. The truth is worth repeating once more to drill it deep into our psyches so that our actions are no longer accidental or such a frustrating mystery. How many times are our actions accidental or just a frustrating mystery? That caught my attention. Every decision and action of humankind stems from a hope to attain personal freedom. We seek to be free from hardship. We seek to be free from pain, fear, anxiety, and want, and free from oppression. Free to be ourselves, free in the moment to sense surprise, spontaneity, and our own spirit. Free to choose our life's course, free to pursue our dreams, free to love openly without judgment or condition or regret. Free to give our time and energy and resources to causes we believe in, free to experience and enjoy future peace, passions, and prosperity. It is the primary motive for all our striving to be free. How many of you want freedom the way that they describe it in this book? Was that not powerful or what? That's the foundation for exactly why all of us are here today. It's to get deep, it's to get to know each other, it's to understand the simplicity of this path of freedom through longevity. So today, here's what you can expect. We've got 6 speakers today. All are going to cover different topics that have to do with freedom. And then we have 3 panels for you today. Here are the panels that are set up. We have a wellness panel. So for those of you that are excited to understand the value of our products and what makes them so incredible and why you can feel privileged to have access to our products, we're going to have Dr. Ike Kuravila. He's a medical doctor. He's going to be on the panel today. We've got Dr. Yvonne Christo. She is a pharmacist. She's going to be on the panel today. And we have Dr. Claire as well. Are you a naturopathic doctor? That's your background, correct? So we have a naturopath, we have a pharmacist, we have a medical doctor. All are here today to sit on that panel and answer some questions that will be emceed by Tom Chanel. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We have another panel that's made up of all women leaders. And that's going to be exciting as well. Dee Blackburn is going to be on that panel. We've got Denise Chenault that will be on that panel. We've got Juliet that will be on that panel. Who else do we have on that panel?
Nikki.
We got Nikki on that panel. And I think there's one more. Who is it? Marianne, right here. So Marianne, Nikki, Juliet, Dee, and Denise are all on the Women's Leadership panel today. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. MC'd by Tom Chanel, which is great. It's going to be like I have 2 heads. What? So then we have a third panel today that will happen later in the day, and it is going to be this young millennial group of leaders that are rising up at the high school and collegiate level. And so we've got a young man by the name of James Hunsinger that's going to be on that panel today. We've got Blake Pardulis that will be on that panel today. We've got 2 brothers all the way from Texas visiting from out of town today, and it's Dylan and Devin Suggs. And all 4 of these young men are going to participate in this panel. They've all attained the level of 1 star or above in their journey, which is super exciting. And guess what? They're young, they're ambitious, they're good looking on the inside as well as the outside. They're very giving of themselves, and they've done some pretty extraordinary things, and you'll appreciate their perspective. 17 into early 20s. That'll be the age range for that panel. How many of you are excited to see that panel today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So those are the 3 different panels that will happen today. And so I'm going to get started here with just a little bit of housekeeping rules. Make sure your cell phones are turned off. This is being recorded. It's being live broadcast. you'll be able to obtain a recording of today's Super Saturday for later viewing by going to mastersoфenrollment.com. You can pick up a link off of there that will allow you to review this at a later date. This will also go out onto Facebook, and it will be posted for review at a later date as well. If you need to use the restroom, here's the house rules. You remember the rules, everybody, right? Some of you are laughing. What's so funny? So the bathroom is just through this door right here. There's two doors here. You'll make a left, go downstairs, you'll find a men's and a women's bathroom. Yes. Oh, no, it's important because they have to do the finger signs. So, you got to do the finger signs. So if you need to go, it's like class. If you need to go to the bathroom, just raise your hand. And here's how you can get up and go. If you need to go number one, just hold up the number one. And then you'll be excused. If you need to go number two, just hold up two, and you'll be excused, and then we'll know you go to the bathroom because you have to go through this door right here. So see how that works? It's perfect. I'm just kidding. You can go through the back door, right?
Go downstairs.
Yeah. So if you go out that door right there, you can be a little more discreet. And you go downstairs, and you can go right underneath this floor right here to the bathrooms, correct?
Home of contact mapping.
Yeah, home of the contact mapping office is downstairs. So those are the housekeeping rules, and let's get started. I'm going to introduce you to our first speaker today. This is an amazing young lady. That is named Nikki Molly. She has a wonderful background as a mother of a daughter named Pickle. That's her affectionate name. Her real name is Arian. She is in preschool. She recently married this past June the amazing Joel Molly, and they live right up the road here in Windsor. A lot of you have heard their story. Joel's background, he owns a company called Molly Media, which is wonderful, dealing with technology and web interfacing and design and marketing, etc. Nikki and Joel have an extensive background in network marketing. They've been successful in this industry. They decided to make a transition into longevity about 1.5 years ago. They've done some wonderful things. We're really blessed by their presence. And Nikki has spent years of her life traveling all over the nation, giving people hope. Hope as single parents, as single mothers, helping people with personal growth and professional development. We asked her to share some of her story today on this topic of what that looked like for her coming up through the ranks as a single mom with a lot of excuses to be able to bail or to even fail or justifying circumstances and falling victim to those circumstances. She chose to rise up and to overcome, and she's going to share a little bit of encouragement for you today. Please help us welcome to the front of the room, Nikki Molly.
He's like the guy on the side with the little, okay.
You want me to erase all this?
Yeah.
Got an eraser anywhere?
We don't need that business up there anymore.
I am at your beck and call.
Vanna White, everyone. I am so excited to talk with you guys about a topic that's very near and dear to me, and it's really about what self-development means and what personal growth is. And so God alluded to a little bit pieces and parts of my story, and through the last 7 years inside of the industry of network marketing, I have been so blessed to have gone through some really wonderful experiences and some experiences that I would not go through again. However, I'm grateful I did, right? And one thing I learned really early on about this industry is it's really, there's a lot of principles you guys can learn. Everybody's been through Longevity University, right? Has anybody not? Actually, don't raise your hand. You'll be like stoned to death or something here by now. Okay, so we can all go through Longevity University. We can all sit down and get coaching and receive coaching and ask questions and keep other people on the phone for hours. Or some people, really insist on doing that. And really, it's those principles are there. And what's important to note about any industry that you're getting in, whether you're parenting, whether it's about relationships or network marketing, is really about getting into self-development and really discovering the pieces and parts of yourself that must be stretched. Pieces and parts of yourself that you're tired of making excuses about. And so we say, oh, I'm into self-development. Do you guys say that, right? Some of you guys in here. It's really about allowing it to go through you, right? So you really have to allow self-development to get and go through you. So there's a couple of things I wanted to write down today. Something that I recently discovered, and if any of you guys are pretty close to Joel and I, you guys know the last probably 2 months, maybe 3 months of our life, I'd say 2 months, we have greatly dived into self-development because I had a conversation with a mentor of mine, Scott, a handful of months ago, and it just hit home for me. You guys ever find yourself at night going to bed realizing that you did not play big? You guys ever think that?
Yeah.
You think, man, I just didn't play big enough today. And right before I walked in the doors here, I got a phone call from a friend of mine who we're working on a project together. And it right there in my face again, what are these programs that fire? And oftentimes we find ourselves not playing big. You go to bed and we can give ourselves excuses. Or maybe we'd be okay with that. And if you're not okay with that, you call your mom, right? Because your mom will let you be okay with that. You know, your mom will let you be okay with just being just enough. And sometimes we don't require more of ourselves. And what I realized on a very powerful phone call with Scott is oftentimes, you know, we go to bed, we think that to ourselves. You guys realize the ripple effect that we have when we do not choose to play at our absolute best, our biggest potential. It affects our children, it affects our friendships, it affects our business. And so it is not a need to do so, you guys. It's a must. It's an absolute must. And there's really 3 states that we find ourselves in. And so you guys can silently identify yourself somewhere in here. And so the 3 states are, one of the first states is we call decay, right? This is for every living, breathing thing in the world. And that is us here right now. And so that also does include, that includes us. Down here is what we call stability. Or I'm so sorry. Growth. And in between, you'll find yourself in a position of stability. So if you guys are sitting here today, maybe this is your first Super Saturday, maybe this is your 101st Super Saturday. Now, every time you come, you'll probably find yourself in one of these 3 positions, right? Does anybody want to shout out maybe what they feel stability is to them, or does anybody in here feel like they're in a stable position? Okay. So I'm gonna offer you guys something. Stability is actually an appearance. Stability is a place where we decide where we're comfortable. And for those of you guys that raise your hand, I'm not calling you out, because guess what? 2 months ago, I would have said the same thing. Somebody said, where are you on this chart? I would have said, oh, stability. Man, that is me. And that is just an appearance. Because as living, breathing human beings, we are only found in 2 places, either in growth or decay. And so inside of your business, it's the same thing. And your business is not Dr. Wallach, and it's not the products. It's not a business system. Your business is you. And so whatever that means for you guys to find a way to get self-development through you, not you into it, is so key. And so there's actually a document I wanted to read here. And then I just had a couple last things I wanted to share. I did not know what Scott was going to share this morning. And one of the topics I was going to cover today is about inside of freedom is discipline. So every time you find somebody who has absolute time freedom, health freedom, or wealth freedom, there's immense discipline. Doesn't that sound ironic? That seems like, oh my gosh, that seems, you see Scott, and you have, Cindy's trying to sign language to me back there, and I don't know what it means. Yeah, I think she said, I love you, or something like that. I love you too, that's what she said, yeah. And you're really funny. She said that too, yeah. And so that's a topic I'm gonna share with you guys after I read this. I'm gonna read, I normally do not read read from notes in front of a room. However, I just feel like this is something that's really gonna connect here. And this is called Our Deepest Fear. And I picked this up from some coursework that Joel and I are taking right now. And as I read through this, I thought, wow, for me and so many people I find myself on the phone with, I find this conversation happening. And so I really hope this hits home for you guys. So it's called Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. I'm very close.
I know, we're very close.
Yes. So our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world, nor the people around you. This is not in here. Does not serve the world. It's a ripple effect. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in every one. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. Others permission to do the same. You guys are going to hear from some panels today, man. I have got to sit with James. I had the opportunity to hear an interview with him, and I'll tell you, when he left at 20-something, almost said my age, in the 30s or something. As a 30-something-year-old, it doesn't matter at this point. I walked home after that interview, and because of how he is showing up in this business, my gosh, it gave me permission to do the same. So as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Is that not a great reading?
That's great reading.
So here at Longevity, we talk a lot about things when it comes to time, health, and wealth, freedom. Are those main topics for us? And you guys can go through all the university and all of those trainings. And the thing I want to leave you guys with is that freedom comes with great discipline. So nobody's going to achieve such high level of greatness. You saw two of the best network marketers up here this morning, Scott and Tom, and their beautiful wives, on their side. And I got to tell you guys that freedom, with that comes such great discipline, right? So inside that discipline comes also a system that you guys choose, the system that you pick that fits your life. And I believe you guys are going to get a glimpse of what some of that looks like today. So I'm so encouraged to be here today. I'm encouraged that you guys walk out of here and that you request more of yourself, you expect more of yourself, you hold yourself capable, and more importantly, that then in turn will hold others capable. So I'm really excited about what is to come today. And if you guys leave with anything, the only note to leave with today is truly the note that inside freedom comes discipline. And you guys heard Scott today about freedom. Inside freedom comes discipline. And it's not always going to be easy. If you have an honest conversation with Tom at any point in time, he'll tell you that this business is not easy. Have any of you guys discovered that as of yet? It is not always easy. So I hope you guys walk out of here today just remembering that. Where in your life can you find more discipline? Where in your life do you need to find more follow through, creating better friendships, putting yourself and getting self-development through you and discovering some of those areas of your life that you guys may need breakthrough. And I know that Joel and I are on that kind of journey. And I know for 2018, we decided that this year was going to be our most powerful year. And in doing so, we know that it's going to our friends and our families' lives around us too. So inside freedom is discipline. You guys, please go home with that today. So thank you so much, Scott.
Nikki and Joel have done something pretty remarkable in a very short period of time that they've been here with Longevity. They've accomplished 2-star executive. They're really super close to 3-star executive. They run a group on Tuesday nights up in Loveland, Colorado. It's called Mastermind. If you want to tap into that, it is really meeting people where they're at, come as you are kind of an event. And it's just spontaneous training every single week based on the agenda that people bring to the table. Very, very helpful, very insightful. I encourage you to attend that if you ever get a chance. Thank you again, Nikki. So we're going to transition to our next speaker. Her name is Marianne Niehaus. She's over here to my right and your left. And I'll tell you what,
I've met some pretty amazing people in my life. What I value and appreciate most about Marianne is that she is probably the most sacrificial person you're going to cross paths with. She obviously has an agenda that's important to her every day. I oftentimes find that she sticks her own agenda aside in an effort to please and serve other people. I've got to believe, you know, if you've seen this book called the 4 or 5 love languages, whatever it's called, one of those things in there is like gift giving. And she loves to give the gift of her time. She likes quality time with people. And I think she just dwells on the fact that we just appreciate her so much. So I thank you so much, Marianne, for what you give to all of us and the gift of your time and just serving all of us by being here at this location, whether it's the foot traffic that comes in, the questions that you answer, the time and attention that you put to making sure we're well informed of everything. It's very, very much appreciated. And so she's also a 2-star executive inside of Longevity. And what does that mean? It means that you have developed several groups or teams within your organization, of which 3 of those have reached the position of 1-star executive. And so that's a lot of hard work. It's quite an accomplishment to reach 2-star executive inside of Longevity. She's done that, and we appreciate your example. One of the things that she's going to cover right now is this topic of Longevity University. And so every single one of you need to answer this question for yourself right now. Have you graduated from the university? Have you graduated from the university? If you have not graduated from the university, you need to stick a .com on that. And if you have a university